Before starting his training camp, Alex Pereira spent a controversial week in Chicago. His constant activity on social media made many fans think he was having fun instead of focusing on the upcoming fight. On the other side, Magomed Ankalaev stayed quiet, training in the shadows, which created the image of a disciplined fighter preparing like Ivan Drago from Rocky, while Pereira seemed to be enjoying himself in the streets. This brought heavy criticism, and Alex had to prove that he was taking things seriously. In the last weeks before the fight, Pereira finished shooting scenes for a movie. Even while filming, he insisted in every interview that he kept training and was ready to get his belt back. His physical transformation showed the hard work he put in, and 2 weeks before fight night, he flew to Las Vegas, determined not to repeat the same mistakes from the first fight. From the moment he left his home in Danbury until his arrival in Las Vegas, Pereira followed his unique shamanic rituals. He stayed in the same house he once used when he fought Jamahal Hill, close to the UFC Performance Institute, where Ankalaev was already preparing, but tensions were already rising. After months of trash talk on social media, the two finally crossed paths at the UFC Performance Institute. Their first meeting since the last fight was charged with emotion, full of harsh words and cold stares. Fans could feel that this rivalry had become deeply personal. For many, Pereira looked like a man under pressure. Losing his belt in March had left scars, and his actions seemed like attempts to cover that pain. Some of his choices during fight week, like being photographed with a girl when he should have been focused, made part of his fan base turn against him. Meanwhile, UFC had its own problems. Ticket sales for the event were slower than expected, a rare situation that added more stress on Dana White. Still, the rivalry between Pereira and Ankalaev kept the spotlight on the fight. Both sides threw accusations online. Ankalaev called Pereira disrespectful, while Pereira dismissed everything, saying the cage would give the real answer. During the press conference, the atmosphere was explosive. Both fighters exchanged strong words. Pereira laughed at Ankalaev's comments, but at the same time, he showed a level of frustration not seen before. Ankalaev, calm and confident, even said he would be ready to shake Alex's hand after the fight. On weigh-in day, both men hit their marks. Despite his heavy muscle mass, Pereira made light heavyweight once again. That night, he shaved his head completely, just as fans wanted, and walked out with his iconic feathered headpiece, looking like a warrior ready for battle. Finally, fight night arrived. Pereira entered from the blue corner, performing his ritual with bow and arrow inside the cage, then waited for his opponent. When Ankalaev walked in, the crowd erupted, and the two men exchanged one final intense stare. 6 months of words, tension, and mind games ended here. Unlike their first fight, Alex Pereira came in with fire. From the very first minute, he unleashed his power, landing a devastating shot that gave him revenge in the most brutal way possible. In less than a round, he reclaimed his belt and silenced all the doubts. The ending was powerful. After months of insults and tension, Pereira reached out and shook Ankalaev's hand, showing respect after proving his point. It was not only one of the greatest comebacks in MMA history, but also one of the most emotional. In his post-fight words, Pereira sent a clear message. After all the criticism and all the pressure, he came back stronger. The story between these two may not be over, and fans are already asking, will there be a third fight?